My name is Kieko Matteson. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Hawai at Mānoa, where I teach environmental history and French and European history. And this year I've been a fellow at the Carson Center here in Munich, where I've been working on editing my book manuscript, which is called Forests in Revolutionary France, Conservation, Community and Conflict from 1669 to 1848. And that's under contract with Cambridge University Press. If you look at the long revolutionary period, which is the period that I study, where the state is really emergent, forests play an incredibly important role in the ways in which the state gains power. So the book that I have been working on begins in 1669, which is the moment at which a very important forest ordinance, a kind of comprehensive forest code, is published under Louis XIV, under Colbert. And that law, it's really all about one thing, and that is the state's ability to control naval timber. Because for the state at that particular moment in the 17th century, being able to be powerful on the sea was the most important goal. And so the state needed to be able to control timber resources to be able to build effective fighting ships, and also to be able to have effective merchant ships. And so the whole kind of economic and military foundation of the state rests on the ability to build effective fighting machines. But of course, you know, at the local level, on the ground, forests are incredibly important to the everyday survival of people. So forests are incredibly important at every level of existence. And yet, they are not infinitely able to withstand extraction. The question of energy resources, of material existence, is kind of at the heart of the economic crisis of France. Right? And so if you look at the ways in which the lack of fuel, the desire to control material resources, wood resources in France, was the kind of the bedrock struggle of the state. Understanding the ways in which those kinds of resource crises are really foundational to the functioning of a society is critical. And we can see the ways in which, when those kinds of resource crises were at their peak, end of the 18th century in France, everything began to fall apart. So people went hungry, it became cold, unseasonably cold, harvests failed, people didn't have enough wood to heat themselves. You know, it didn't take much actually to drive the society over the edge into a kind of political mayhem. So you look at those parallels now, you look at the ways in which a society in crisis, which is in large part in crisis because of environmental crises, which kind of lay in the background. You can see that there were certain things that people did, certain willfully blinded things people did, that were not very effective. And that's going on today as well.